Hey guys, this is Action of Violence here. Let's get right into the Cage Warriors predictions. Uh, Definitely an interesting card. Gonna get right into it. Alrighty, let's get into it. Cage Warriors 146. We have Faisal Malik versus Liam Gittins. Now, initially I was leaning Faisal Malik because he's undefeated, but after looking at the weigh-ins, I'm kind of I'm kind of more inclined to take Liam Gittins because of his experience in Cage Warriors and the size. He looks also in better shape as well. I just think it's a better fight for Liam. But I can see Faisal winning this fight too. I'm gonna take Gittins by sub, but I don't know. Could be an interesting fight. But yeah, moving on. We have Milad Al-Hadi versus Tom Mearns, sorry. Um, I might have to take Tom Mearns here just because he's a really gritty fighter. He's really pretty decent everywhere. And I think he's gonna cause a lot of problems to Milad Al-Hadi. Now, do I think Milad Al-Hadi has a chance to win? Yeah, actually I'm gonna lean Al-Hadi very, 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 very slightly, like 51%. But betting wise, I'm a little bit on Mearns because I just think Mearns is he's just more battle tested. But like I said, I think Al-Hadi might pull it out. I should pull it out, but I don't know. Mearns is a gamer, and I really do think Mearns has what it takes to win this fight. But yeah, moving on, we have Manny Akpen versus Samuel Bark. Samuel Bark finished Tobias. I can't remember his last name. Tobias Harilla by strikes. Man, like he is a beast on the feet. He was in his fight before that showed a phenomenal takedown defense. I don't know how Manny's gonna get him to the ground, so I see Samuel Bark beating him up on the feet. And yeah, even though Manny's a bigger guy, he gasses out as well. So I'm gonna take Samuel Bark with his high pressure and pace. Second round TKO. Let's go, Samuel Bark. I'm not gonna doubt you. Moving on, we have Orlando Wilson Prince versus Liam Malloy. Now, Liam Malloy came off an impressive win, but he faced a bum, so I can't really take too much off of that win. Orlando Wilson Prince is a very game opponent. He's very good, so I would not take this fight lightly if I was Liam Malloy. And I think Liam Malloy is going to, in my opinion, to get finished because Orlando Wilson thinks he got robbed in his last fight and he wants to finish. So I think Orlando Wilson's going to come out with a purpose in this fight. I think he's going to put on Liam Malloy, and I think he's going to either submit him or knock him out. And my gut says submission, so I'm going to say Orlando Wilson by first or second round submission. But yeah, moving on, we have Reese McEwen versus Teodoro Scolari. Now I have Reese McEwen here by anyway TKO or submission. I feel like it's a big mismatch here. Yeah, it's probably one of my more confident predictions on the card. Doesn't really need a lot of time to talk about it, so I'm gonna move on to one of my other confident predictions on the card, Aaron Johnson. I think his grinding pressure is gonna be too much for Lucas Copera. I think he's gonna get finished later in the rounds, round two or three. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Johnson wins a unanimous decision as well. I think Aaron Johnson's a beast, so moving on, we have James Hendon versus Eric Margarian. Now, I was leaning Eric Margarian, not as a prediction, but as a play. But then I saw the weigh-ins, and James towers over him. I don't know how Eric's gonna get him down, and for that reason, I'm gonna go with James. I think James Hendon has a really good shot at winning this fight. And yeah, he's a good 1 to 2 unit play. Maybe a parlay addition. Probably will be actually, but still, James Hendon, I'm not sold as like a most confident prediction. But yeah, moving on, we have Sam Kelly versus Eglin. Sam Kelly, I think he's game, but I don't think he's ready for Jack Eglin. Jack Eglin should be undefeated, but he faced Luke Riley, and when you face guys like Luke Riley, you're gonna lose your O. This is how it goes. Luke Riley's that good. Um, but yeah, Jack Eglin, I believe he's gonna beat the crap out of Sam Kelly and get either for first or second round TKO. Moving on, we have Antonio Sheldon versus Jordy Bakes. I'm torn on this fight. This is probably the closest fight on the card. Um, because I want to say Jordan Bakes gets this just because he has a judo background, but at the same time, Antonio Sheldon has that dog in him. He's fought in Cage Warriors before against Hadi, went to a decision with him. I don't know what to think about this. So for this reason, I'm definitely leaving the over if there's that option. But Jordy Bakes, I'm gonna leave by a prediction to him. And yeah, I'm gonna predict Jordy Bakes to win this fight. Moving on, we have Luke Riley versus Carol Kuchia Kuchala. I think this is a mismatch. Luke Riley's going to mess him up. And yeah, that's about it. Luke Riley's probably one of my locks of the card. And yeah, he's a beast. He's one of my favorite prospects on the whole promotion. I'm excited to see what his future lies. He's so young. So yeah, I love Luke Riley. Moving on, we have Martin Coase versus Adam Cullen. Another sacrificial lamb being fed to a next gen guy. I have Adam Cullen beating Martin Coase in the first or second round with his ground and pound. I just think they're too much for these guys who are just not at their level. Now moving on to a more competitive fight, we have Aaron Abbey and Stipe Bricic. Now I don't know what to think about this fight because Aaron Abbey has submissions, but at the same time Stipe Bricic has good takedown defense, and yeah, I don't know how to play this fight. This is a weird fight to call. Um, Last time I picked Aaron Abbey, he let me down, and I'm on a trend where when you pick a guy, they usually let you down again. For that reason, I'm gonna have to go with Stipe Brecic, but I'm not confident whatsoever. Let's go split decision. Moving on, we have Chuck Campbell versus Andy Clamp. Andy Clamp, I thought was going to be. I mean, I don't know. He could be all the hype that he has, but to be honest, he's faced a lot of cans, and I don't know his age, so I think Chuck Campbell's game. So I think Chuck Campbell can. Yeah, I think the Chuck Campbell can just keep touching and Day Clamp. I think he's going to be able to really piece him up and win a unanimous decision. So I'm going to go with Chuck Campbell here. Just because I know him and I can rely on him, but I don't know Andy Clamp, so I'm gonna go with Chuck Campbell here. Definitely not confident, but yeah, definitely wouldn't be confident in Andy Clamp either. So it's a really close fight. Moving on, we have Mateus Figlak versus Jim Wallhead. I got confused. I thought this was a Figlak that went to the UFC. No, not that disappointment. This is his brother, so he's on a fresh slate with me. I don't know what to expect, but I do know what to expect with Jim Wallhead, and that's a well-rounded game and knockout power. And I think he's going to knock out Mateus Figlak, to be honest. I think Mateus Figlak is there to be hit. Um, and yeah, he's good, but I think Jimmy's better. The only thing I don't know about is Jimmy's chin, but I think Jim should be all right in this fight. I'm gonna go Jim here. 1 unit to win 2 units. I think Jim should be able to get the job done. He has a submission background, a judo background, judo Jimmy. I think he should get the job done. This is a close fight, though. moving on. We have the main event. We have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marian Dimitrov. Now, we put a lot of money on Christian Leroy Duncan in his last fight. We will not be doing the same, but we will be putting money on him. He's probably going to be a 3 unit max. I do really like Christian Leroy Duncan. He is a big prospect for Cage Warriors. I'm very excited to watch him work. But the only thing why I'm not putting more on him is because I have never seen Marion Dimitrov fight, and he is a wild card. He could be a really good wrestler, and it could be too much for Christian Leroy. He could be too tough. So for that reason, I will be having to do an odds booster because I don't think the odds are very good for Christian Leroy Duncan. So yeah, I got Christian Leroy Duncan here by let's go first or second round TKO, but I don't know what to expect from Rare Dimitriov. So that's just for what I can expect from my guy. Uh, Definitely my most top. I'll say my top five most confident predictions. Let's see. Number one, Reese McEwen. Number two, actually tied at number one, Luke Riley, Reese McEwen, Adam Cullen. Number three, Samuel Bark. Number four, Aaron Johnson. Number five. Those are my most confident predictions. My I'm not going to go into quick plays because you guys can rewatch. It's not going to be a very long video. Yeah, I'm really excited for this card. I debate doing timestamps just because I don't really have a big following yet. Just I don't feel the need to do it yet. But once I do, I'll do. Once I get that following, I will, guys. I appreciate the love so far, and yeah, we're just gonna continue running it up. We're positive on last week. We're gonna be. I think we were positive on the week before. Let's just keep cashing, guys. We're on a roll. Let's go. Big day tomorrow.